Imagine being laughed at by billionaires just because of the color of your skin and the uniform you wear, only to checkmate their egos with one brilliant move. What if the maid they mocked turned out to be a prodigy hiding in plain sight? This story is going to change the way you look at people forever. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more jaw-dropping true-style stories that flip the script on power, prejudice, and poetic justice. Now, let's dive. No one ever paid attention to Maria Jefferson. She moved like a breeze through the glimmering penthouse offices of Leonhardt and Mills, a trillion-dollar investment firm based in Manhattan. Her uniform was crisp, her manner soft, her voice rarely used except for "excuse me" or "would you like another cup?" But Maria had something no one there could see, except perhaps the security cameras that caught her glancing, ever so briefly, at the enormous antique chessboard displayed in the CEO's glass office. This board wasn't just decor, it was legend. Rumor had it, Leonhardt, the arrogant 60-year-old founder, used it to test the minds of his executive staff. Once, he even fired a CFO over a losing rook sacrifice. No one had beaten him. Ever. Maria's fascination wasn't hidden as well as she thought. Kyle Simmons, a smug junior VP with too much hair gel and not enough tact, noticed her lingering gaze and smirked. "You play chess, Maria?" he mocked one afternoon. Loud enough for others to hear. She simply nodded, eyes steady. Kyle saw his opportunity. "Why don't we entertain ourselves today? I say we let Maria here face off against Mr. Linhart. Let's see if she's as good with pawns as she is with polish." The office chuckled except for Leonhardt, who raised an amused brow. He waved her over. She hesitated. Her hands, still holding a tray of empty espresso cups, trembled for the first time in years. "Come, Maria, let's see what you've got." He gestured to the ornate chair opposite him, reserved for CEOs, presidents, and hedge fund wolves. The staff leaned in, smirks and smartphones ready. Maria sat, her apron folded neatly on her lap. Her fingers grazed the edge of the board. "White or black?" she asked softly. "You'll take white," Leonhardt said. Beginners always start first. What they didn't know was that Maria Jefferson wasn't a beginner. Not by a long. Maria opened with E4, the king's pawn opening. Classic, conservative. Leonhardt grinned, countering with C5's a Sicilian defense. A standard duel of intellect. No big deal, except something shifted 5 moves in. Maria began to play faster, sharper. Her eyes focused not on the board but on the patterns between the pieces. Like she was seeing 3 moves ahead. Leonhardt furrowed his brow. She wasn't reacting, she was anticipating. His grin faded. Outside the glass, a crowd formed. Assistants, interns, even partners were gathered around the conference room. "She's holding her own," someone whispered. "No," said another, "she's actually winning." What no one at Leonhardt and Mills knew was that Maria once held the title of Junior National Champion in Georgia, raised by a grandfather who ran a chess club out of a rundown Baptist church. She'd studied Grandmaster games at 12, defeated college seniors at 15, and nearly got a scholarship to Yale until life and a fire that left her orphan got in the way. Since then, she'd cleaned floors and folded linens while practicing chess on her phone during breaks. Now she was here, dismantling a billionaire's pride piece by piece. By move 22, Leonhardt's knight was pinned, his queen trapped, and Maria's bishop sliding into position like a silent assassin. "You can resign," she offered kindly. "Or we can continue." Silence. Then applause. Not mockery, real clapping. Even Kyle stood there, jaw slack, as Leonhardt leaned back, stared at the board, and muttered, "Who are you?" The answer to Leonhardt's question came weeks later, but the shift happened that day. He invited Maria to sit again the next afternoon. This time, no jokes. She declined politely. She had work to do. But word had spread. The video clip taken on a secretary's phone went viral. Black Maid destroys billionaire CEO at chess, checkmate with style. 10 million views in 48 hours. The firm received a storm of media attention, mostly praise, some ridicule. Is Leonhardt grooming new talent? Headlines asked. The CEO, pride stung, but curiosity piqued, did something no one expected. He offered Maria a full scholarship, any university, any degree. She declined. I don't want charity, she said. I want opportunity, a job that matches what I can really do. So Leonhardt agreed. On trial, she started as an analyst. Quiet, diligent, but no one laughed anymore when she walked into a room. Her first report on asset recovery strategies saved the company $12 million in 3 months. By the next quarter, she was leading a new AI division on risk management. Meanwhile, Kaya got demoted after an internal audit exposed misappropriation of company funds and investigation. Maria, Kaya, suggested based on an irregular spreadsheet he tried to hide. But the biggest twist came when a letter arrived from the World Chess Federation. We saw the clip. It read, "Would Maria Jefferson consider entering the Grandmasters qualifiers in Paris?" She accepted. And Paris. Lights, champagne, and Grandmasters from around the globe. Maria, now in a custom-tailored navy suit, not a maid's uniform, sat across from a Russian genius with 400 wins and a history of underestimating women. The match lasted 7 hours. At the end, Maria sacrificed her queen. Gasps rang out. But the sacrifice wasn't foolish, it was surgical. 3 moves later, checkmate. The crowd exploded. Back home, Leonhardt watched from his office, tears forming in his eyes. She played the same final combination she used against me, he whispered. A smile cracked his stern face. Not of defeat, but of pride. Maria returned not as a maid, but as a rising icon. She was offered books, deals, interviews, even a Netflix series. But her response was simple. Let my story remind everyone that intelligence doesn't wear labels, and brilliance doesn't care what uniform you wear. Today, Maria Jefferson is CEO of her own fintech startup, Pawn to Queen, offering scholarships and mentorships to underprivileged youth across America and the UK. Using chess as the tool to teach strategy, confidence, and vision. Her motto, every pawn has the potential to become a queen. So next time you see someone cleaning floors or wiping down tables, remember, under that uniform might lie a mind sharper than yours. The game is never over until the last move, and sometimes the quietest player flips the board. If you love this story, hit that subscribe button now. You never know where the next genius is hiding.